We're live on YouTube, starting up on Rumble. Good afternoon, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred on this calendar date. I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
Today is, what is today? Wednesday, aka Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. And, yeah, let's get into this show.
Kick it off.
Yeah. Starting us off in the year 378, Teotihuacan general Siege Cac conquered the important Mayan city Tikal and deposed its ruler. 601, church authorities in Rome burned Hebrew books. That's not good. And we're going to come across that again. We have another repeat here. 1129, formal approval of the Order of Templars at the Council of Troyes. So, happy birthday, Knights Templar.
Yeah.
1301, Andrew III of Hungary died, ending the Apard dynasty in Hungary. 3043, Arnost of Parabas became the first Archbishop of Prague and the last Bishop of Prague. So he became the first Archbishop and the last Bishop. So those are two different things. There's the Bishop and the Archbishop.
Yeah.
So apparently becoming Bishop Archbishop removed Bishop. I don't know. 1514, Pope Leo X issued a papal bull against slavery. All right.
Issued a what?
A papal bull.
What is that?
Those.
It's got to be some kind of a declaration, I guess.
Well, like it's. Let's see here. Papal bull. Let's look this up here. Click. What is a papal bull? A papal bull is a type of public decree, letters patent, or charter issued by the Pope to the Catholic Church. It is named after the Latin seal, a bulla, traditionally appended to authenticate it. All right.
So it's a decree.
Yep. 5 centuries ago, 1526, Charles V and Francis I signed the Treaty of Madrid, forcing Francis to renounce his claims to Burgundy, Italy, and Flanders. Well, hi diddly ho, neighbor, you know? 1601, church authorities in Rome burned Hebrew books. So we have this again. It's the same thing. Although here it says, let's see here. Was it even in here? No, it wasn't. So I think the 601 one, possibly false. So I'm going to just leave that there for future me to edit. 1601, we got that one. 1639, the first Connecticut Constitution, the Fundamental Orders, were adopted in Hartford, published by Roger Ludlow. All right. 1641, Dutch, aka United East India Company, conquered the city of Malacca, killing about 7,000 people.
Oh, man. Now,
keep in mind, these are companies that were created by the governments of Europe, like, like the British, and then, because, this is the Dutch one and everything.
Yeah.
Now, these are companies, like corporations. They're not governments, so they don't have to abide by certain laws because they are viewed as a corporation or a company as its own private entity within a governing body. So it can do acts of unspeakable things for a government with zero repercussions. Because it's just a thing. 60.
That's what they're trying to do to Trump when they were trying to silence him back in the day. But they had to. The government couldn't do it, so they had all the different social companies do it, ban them.
Ban
them from
social media and everything.
Yeah, social media.
Well, I mean, the powers of the world did that to all of its citizens when they instead of having mass mandates by law, they just forced it through the companies. If you want to keep your job, you have to. Just awful. 1690, the musical instrument, the clarinet, was invented in Nuremberg, Germany. I did not know that it was invented in Germany, so now, does that make Squidward canonically German? From SpongeBob. Because clarinet is his favorite instrument, and he plays it horribly. Now, I have some pictures here. I don't know exactly what this was. There is a clarinet.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What else do we got here? In 1699, Massachusetts held a day of fasting for wrongly persecuted wishes. So they fasted as a way to repent, I guess, or something.
I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1724, Spanish King Philip V abdicated the throne in favor of his 17-year-old son, Louis I. He later returned to rule in September after Louis died of smallpox. Wow.
Why would he abdicate to begin with, I wonder?
Well, I mean, passing the throne on to his son.
17?
Well, that's not too outlandish.
That's pretty young.
I mean, by today's standards, yes, but keep in mind...
Well, that's true.
You know, there were people as young as, like, 11 months thrust into being king.
Well, yeah.
Now, they didn't rule, but as soon as they came of some kind of age or something, you know,
I'll give you 17 was older than 17 is today.
Absolutely.
That I'll give you.
Yes.
But, you know.
1739, British and Spain signed the Second Convention of Pardo, seeked to establish a boundary between Georgia and Florida, the two states. So the border between the two states.
Yeah.
This is when they're trying to draw it out.
Oh, okay.
All the way to 1739. 1761, the Third Battle of Panipat, in one of the largest battles of the 18th century, the mostly Muslim Afghan Durrani Empire under Ahmad... What is going on over there?
I thought that was coming through your speaker.
No. Under Ahmad Shah Durrani, defeated the mostly Hindu Martha Empire under Sadashiviru Bahu in northern India. An estimated 60,000 to 70,000 people were killed in the fighting, and about 40,000 Maratha prisoners were massacred afterwards. Yikes. So much for the religion of peace, huh? 1784, U.S. Congress of the Confederation ratified the Treaty of Paris, signed on September 3rd, 1783, ending the American Revolutionary War and forwarded it to the British government. So an official, end to that conflict. Actually, I think this was that one battle. And yeah, this is them signing it right there. So perfect. What else do we got here? From the other source, American Revolutionary War, Ratification Day, U.S. Congress ratified the Treaty of Paris with Great Britain. 1794, Dr. Jesse Bennett performed the first successful cesarean section in the United States on his wife, Elizabeth, delivering a baby girl at their home in Edom, Virginia. On his wife. Don't mess it up.
Wow.
1797, the Battle of Rivoli was fought with a decisive French victory by Napoleon Bonaparte, marking the beginning of the end of the War of the First Coalition and the start of French hegemony over Italy for 2 decades. I don't know where there's ads. There we go. 1799, U.S. inventor Eli Whitney received a government contract for 10,000 muskets. So the inventor of the cotton gin.
We talked about that not too long ago. He
sold the
first gun to the military.
No. You're thinking about Samuel Colt.
That's right.
Yeah, this is Eli Whitney, the inventor of the cotton gin.
Yeah.
So why the inventor of the cotton gin is is producing muskets? Maybe because he has infrastructure. So, 1813, Gideon Hawley became the first state school superintendent in the United States, specifically for New York. So this is Superintendent Chalmers. 1858, French Emperor Napoleon III escaped an attempt on his life by Felice Orsini, an Italian patriot, and his accomplices in Paris. They were later executed.
Not good.
Yep. 1864, General Sherman began his march to the south.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 1873, celluloid registered as a trademark by its inventor John Wesley Hyatt. Huh.
I've never heard of that.
Celluloid? Let's take a look at this here. Celluloid. Celluloids are a class of materials produced by mixing nitroglycerin and camphor, often with added dyes and other agents. Once much more common for its use as photographic film before the advent of safer methods. Celluloid's common present-day uses are for manufacturing table tennis balls, musical instruments, combs, so it's plastic.
Yeah.
A type of plastic type thing. Interesting. What else do we got here? 1873, prominent black stadium Pinky Benton Stewart Pitch Black was elected to the U.S. Senate, though he never was seated due to state elections controversy. Well, that's a bummer.
Why don't you tell us what the controversy was?
Yeah, we don't have the time to look it up, but if anybody can let us know in the comments section, that'd be swell. 1878, U.S. Supreme Court ruled racial segregation on trains unconstitutional. Damn right it is. And there's an article here that I didn't want to read. Hopefully I've already skipped over it. No, I don't think I have. But anyway, 1878, we got that one. 1897, Cerro Aconcagua Mountain in Argentina, 6,960 meters, or 22,834 feet, was first climbed by a European expedition led by British mountaineer Edward Fitzgerald. I've heard that name, Fitzgerald. 1898, Australian cricketer Joe Darling hit the first six in Test cricket.
You shouldn't have read it. You're right.
Out of the ground. No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh, you had to be.
Well, the one I was talking about is far worse. 1911, Roald Amundsen's South Pole expedition made landfall on the eastern edge of the Ross Ice Shelf. And then 3 years later, the Gandhi-Smuts Agreement was reached between General Jan Smuts and Indian civil rights leader Mahatma Gandhi regarding voluntary registration, poll tax, recognition of Indian marriages, and other matters in South Africa. Yes. Oh. Now, it said M.K. Gandhi, so what's his middle name? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi is his full name.
Didn't know the middle name.
MKG. Interesting. 1918, Finland and USSR adopt new style, Gregorian calendar.
There you go.
And 1932, the first totalizator, or to record racetrack bets, or totalizator, that's a weird word, in the U.S. was installed at the Hialeah Park Racetrack in Hialeah, Florida. So it's to record the bets. Hialeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That I've heard of.
That sounds more like a Hawaiian name than a Florida.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it been in Florida, but I have.
Yeah.
It's probably been used for one of the, what do you call it, races? They do 3 of them. The crown. You try to go for the Triple Crown. I think it's been used down there in one of them before.
Well, on that same time, Racing Hall of Fame jockey Eddie Arcado won his first race at Agota Caliente racetrack in Tijuana, Mexico, at the age of 16 years. That's young.
It was Arceo. Eddie Arceo, yeah.
Eddie Arcaro.
I believe it's Arceo. Well, maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong all my life.
Well, maybe you're right, but there is an R in there. So, 1935, Iraq Mediterranean oil pipeline went into use. Yep, moving oil. 1938, National Society for Legalization of Euthanasia formed. That does not sound good at all. 1939, all commercial ferry services between San Francisco and East Bay ended. I presume for the war, maybe?
39, too early.
Yeah, but why would all commercial ferry services there?
I don't know. They didn't tell us enough.
Would the Golden Gate Bridge have opened?
Well, still,
Yeah.
I don't know.
1943, Montreal Canadiens left wing Alex Smart, well, I mean, I might be, became the first NHL rookie to score a hat trick in his first NHL game, a 5-1 win at home over the Chicago Blackhawks. And while that was going on, World War II, Franklin Delano Roosevelt traveled from Miami to Morocco to meet with Winston Churchill, becoming the first U.S. president to travel overseas by airplane.
Oh.
Yeah. And here we have the Casablanca Conference began between Winston Churchill, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and other Allied representatives to discuss strategy and study the next phase of the war. 1945, in Greece, communists and British agreed to a ceasefire in the struggle to control Athens, and with it, Greece. All right. And this painting is obviously from something else, so... And what is this? Okay, well, we're not to there yet.
Richard.
Yeah. 1950, U.S. recalls all consular officials from China. So must be something to do with the Cold War, although that was with Russia, but China was also communist. 1952, Today's Show premiered with Dave Garrow and Jack Lisculi on NBC TV.
Well, for a long time, and in the 50s, I think, we didn't recognize China as a nation.
Yeah, we recognize Taiwan as true China, as they are. 1952, rationing of coffee in the Netherlands ended. What else we got here? 1954, the Hudson Motor Car Company merged with Nash Cavalier Corporation, forming the American Motors Corporation.
AMC.
1956, American rocker Little Richard released single Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Can't get that high. 1957, Kripalu Maharaj was named the 5th Jagadaguru, the world teacher, after giving 7 days of speeches before 500 Hindu scholars. Sounds awesome. And I kind of really wish I had, if I had known and I had the means, I would have loved to go celebrate that, crazy awesome holiday that they had last year. Remember we spoke about that yesterday?
I remember.
It was in 2025. It was they only celebrate, they celebrate it every...
Yeah.
But it was the convergence
25, and then the big one, it was 144 years or something. And that was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I missed out. as an omnist, I respect and view, the Hindu religion as much as I do pretty much all other religions: Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, even ancient Norse, in Greek. Roman is just stolen from Greek. So, but what else do we got here? 1960, the Reserve Bank of Australia, the country's central bank and banknote issuing authority authorized by the 1959 Reserve Bank Act, was established. Sounds like Rothschilds to me. 1960, U.S. Army promoted Elvis Presley to sergeant.
Oh.
I wonder if Mr. Elvis the Pelvis could dodge bullets like that, 1961, Chicago Willard DeWiel. How do you pronounce that name? Duvel became the first NFLer to join AFL. Chicago Bear, yeah.
That was an upstart. AFL was an upstart new football league.
And it didn't last, right?
No, it eventually merged into the NFL. Now you have the AFC and the NFC, two different conferences, but they're all under the National Football League.
Okay.
But no, they actually won their place.
And is that kind of the same thing as like East and West? Like, basketball teams and everything? Like there's the NBA. Does the NBA have a thing like that?
Yeah, the NBA has more East and West for traveling because there's so many games.
Yeah.
No, this isn't divided up by regions.
Okay. 1964, Jacqueline Kennedy's first public appearance on TV since the U.S. President JFK's assassination. Yep.
What year was that? 64?
64,
huh?
yep.
Okay.
1966, David Bowie released his first single, Can't Help
Man.
Thinking About Me. That's
You talk about talent, man. That guy was something.
1967, 20,000 attended a Human Bee in San Francisco. During the counterculture of the 60s, the Human Bee in took place in San Fran, California's Golden Gate Park, launching the Summer of Love. What does that be in? Like, they just go there and just chill, or?
A BN was just a term to hang out and do it.
Okay, so just chill.
Yeah.
1967, New York Times reported Army is conducting secret germ warfare experiments. Makes sense. I mean, if you know anything about MK Ultra, it's right up that alley right there. 1967, Sonny and Cher released a single, The Beat Goes On. Yeah. 1969, 25 members of U.S. aircraft carrier Enterprise died during maneuvers. The accidental explosion aboard the ship near Hawaii caused a fire and killed people and everything. 1972, Stanford and Son, starring Red Fox and Devin Wilson, premiered on NBC TV.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there we go. Wait, no, not that one. That's the Tutti Frutti one. And here's Stanford and
There
Son.
they are.
Yeah. Now, what was this? Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that eventually. 1972, Marguerite II of Denmark becomes the first queen of Denmark since 1412.
Wow.
And, the first Danish monarch not named Frederick or Christian since 1513. So, man, that must have been, some relief right there. 1973, Aloha from Hawaii via satellite, an Elvis Presley concert broadcast live to Asia and Oceania and on delay to Europe and the U.S., became the most watched broadcast by an individual entertainer in television history.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in the Army anymore.
Yeah.
Even though he got a promotion.
Yep. To sergeant. 1973 as well, Dancer Roy Castle was measured at 1,440 taps a minute on BBC TV. And that's what this is. So I'm just going to play this really quick.
Feeling unhappier.
So right there, they're measuring the taps somehow. So it's going, you can see the counter there.
Yeah.
16 again. That equals the world record. 17 is faster. 18, 22, 23, 24. That's fantastic. Into 24. That's enough. You shattered it.
I don't know how he's even doing that. Like, how that's physically possible. I wish there was a way that we can, make the video better, because it was so grainy, the quality. Yeah. What else we got here? 1974, World Football League was founded.
Oh.
Yep. And 1978, British punk rock band Sex Pistols held what became their final concert at Winterland Ballroom in San Fran, California. 1 year later, U.S. President Jimmy Carter proposed Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday be a federal holiday. Yeah. 1981, U.S. Federal Communications Commission freed stations to air as many commercials an hour as they wish. All right. 84, Ray Boom Boom McKinney scored a third-round technical knockout of Bobby Shanshin to retain his WBA lightweight title in Reno, Nevada. Shanshin was so severely battered he thanks referee Richard Steele for stopping the fight. Wow, he got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
1985, 16 were indicted by U.S. for granting sanctuary to Central American refugees. We should, start doing that again.
Yeah.
1985 as well, British pound sunk to a record low, $1.11 U.S.
Whoa.
A record low.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah. 1986, Vincino Cerezo became only the second freely elected president of Guatemala since CIA-sponsored coup in 1954. Yeah. 89, 1,000 Muslims burned Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses in Bradford, England. I cannot support Satanism and all that stuff, but I cannot support burning of books. We need to have evidence to showcase what not to do. So, burning books, destroying evidence, you're only giving the evil strength by hiding it. 1993, Utah Jazz center Mark Eaton blocked 2 shots in the 96-89 win over Seattle Supersonics, becoming only the second player in NBA history, along with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to record 3,000 career blocks.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. 1994, the Duchess of Kent converted to Catholicism, the first member of the royal family to do so in more than 300 years. It's pretty significant right there.
Yeah.
95, 10,000 South Africans attended a state funeral of Joe Slovo. Who's Joe Slovo?
I have no idea.
95 as well, Mexico pledged profits from state-owned Phoenix's $7 billion per year oil revenue, or Pemex's, not Phoenix's, in an effort to secure U.S. congressional approval of loan guarantees. President Clinton approved a $20 billion U.S. aid package for Mexico. Not entirely sure what all that really is, but it sounded important, so I threw it in here. 95, Vinny Pazzinza beat Panamanian boxing legend Roberto Duran in a 12-round unanimous decision in a super middleweight bout in Atlantic City. Second time in 6 months, Pazzinza wore down 43-year-old Duran in a high-profile pay-per-view bout. 98, researchers in Dallas, Texas presented findings about an enzyme that slows aging and cell death. Apoptosis. That's pretty interesting right there. Why is that not highlighted?
Yeah.
That's a breakthrough.
Lead me to it.
Yeah. 999, Mel Lastman, mayor of Toronto, called in the army to help with snow removal and emergency medical evacuations after major snowfall hit the city. Well, I guess they cleared to the last man, huh? 999, Mel, we got that one. 2000, a United Nations tribunal sentenced 5 Bosnian Croats to up to 25 years for the 1993 killing of over 100 Muslims in a Bosnian village. 2004, the national flag of the Republic of Georgia, the so-called five-cross flag, restored to official use after a hiatus of some 500 years. So 500 years this hasn't been flying, so that's wild. 2005, landing of the Huygens probe on Saturn's moon Titan.
Oh.
Yeah. 2007, legendary Russian test pilot Marina Popovich was awarded the honorary title the Hero of the Nation by the Russian Federation. All right. 2008, legendary, we got that one, Messenger, a spacecraft performed a Mercury flyby. So,
What's that now?
Messenger spacecraft. A flyby, they flew by the planet. 2010, Yemen declared an open war against the terrorist group Al-Qaeda. Good. 2011, Tunisian President Ben Ali fled to Saudi Arabia after popular protests known as the Jasmine Revolution. It says here President Zine El Abidine Ben Ali of Tunisia sought refuge in Saudi Arabia after a series of demonstrations against his regime, considered to be the birth of the Arab Spring. 2012, Ma Ying-jeou won re-election as president of the Republic of China with a 51% of the votes. That sounds a little suspicious right there. 2014, a U.S. journalist, David Sater, was expelled from Russia. What did he do?
Good question.
Was he a spy or something? 2015, 63 people were killed and 70,000 were left homeless after floods devastated Mozambique and Malawi. 2019, U.S. chance of dying, or actually U.S. citizens' chance of dying from an accidental opioid overdose higher than a car accident for the first time, according to the U.S. National Safety Council. Yeah, because frickin' China, dude. Like always coming in and going through Mexico and throwing in all the opioids. I think somebody somewhere directly connected what was it that killed fentanyl? Yeah, Saint Fentanyl. It came from China. So China killed George Floyd, if anybody. 2019, Paweł Adamowicz, mayor of Gdansk, Poland, was stabbed on stage at charity events, dying 2 days later. May you rest in peace. I remember hearing about that. 2019 as well, spinning disc of ice 300 meters wide, resembling the moon, formed in the Presqu'Île River, Westbrook, Maine. And here's a picture of it.
What is that?
It's ice.
Oh.
But it's frozen, but the current. It's spinning.
The current, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it. I didn't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, no, it's a spinning disc of ice because of the currents. It's in a river. So
That's
it's in this.
cool.
Yeah, just the way everything froze and everything, and the way the topography is, the land, it all just, it's awesome. That would have been cool to see in real life. 2019 as well, U.S. President Donald Trump denied he is a Russian agent after New York Times article stated the FBI started an investigation, and the Washington Post raised issues over a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Oh, so he's suddenly not allowed to talk to other world leaders?
Yeah.
What the hell? 2019, a U.S. Republican leader stripped Congressman... Sorry, I cannot answer you right now. U.S. Republican leader stripped Congressman Steve King from House committees after a series of racist comments. Okay? 2020, I wanted to bring up something like, whatever happened to freedom of speech? And like, because you always, talk to me about, freedom of speech this, freedom of speech that. People should have the freedom to do this, to do that, and everything. And whereas I agree with the ultimate decision of removing him, now he's having his First Amendment rights taken away. But at the same time, if he stays in power, he'll probably start taking away rights of the people that he talked down about. So at some point, somebody has to give up freedoms for somebody else. There has to be a give and take. Yeah. And when it comes to all these illegals and all the problems happening in this country, and the Democrats and and all those people just causing nothing but problems. Maybe we should take a book out of Germany's page and ban Nazism. Like if we don't stop these people, they're gonna put a boot on our neck. Something's gonna give. At the end of the day, somebody's gonna take something, and I'd rather us be the one, on top.
Well, so, I do agree that we're not in a kumbaya world anymore.
Far from it. I'm not even talking about that.
I know stuff that I would have swallowed hard on. Now I say, okay, it's reality. It's got to be what's done.
Believe me, I wish the world, was better, but we got to work with what we have.
Yeah.
2020 U.S. game show Jeopardy, greatest of all time tournament won by Ken Jennings. Yeah, there's a picture of here. Look at that guy. You want to talk about...
What was the game again?
Jeopardy.
Oh, Jeopardy. Okay.
You want to talk about somebody who got shoved into a locker one too many times. I mean, look at that thing. You see, what would you do if you saw that bobbling down the hall?
Wise ass.
2021, pardon me, former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder charged and pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of willful neglect of duty over the Flint water scandal that killed 12 people.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, the Flint, Michigan, I think to this day their water is still horrible. You've seen the videos? You haven't seen the videos?
So. No.
Oh my God. This is...
that's not the one where they're lighting
the water
out of the faucet?
Yes.
Okay, I have seen that.
I mean, it's so polluted, so toxic. It comes out, it's various shades of browns and all that stuff. But yes, there's, after a while, people, for whatever reason, somebody set fire to it, and then it ignited. So it's flammable.
Well, there's
Why?
some gas or something in it.
Yeah. 2021, Uganda elections re-elected President Museveni in power since 1986, with main opposition presidential candidate Bobby Wine disputing the results. I would too. 2021, U.S. Secret Service took control of Joe Biden's inauguration as 20,000 troops authorized to guard Washington, D.C., more than those stationed in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and Somalia.
Now they get 20,000 troops?
Well, I mean, because Orange Man isn't supplying him, and this, if anything, is the actions of a dictator.
Yeah.
He's just surrounding himself with meat shields so he can get away.
Well, I also think that's a reaction to bolster January 6th.
2024, Dan Campbell led the Detroit Lions to their first playoff win since '91, defeating the Los Angeles Rams. All right. That was a while. 91 to 24. 2024, Frederick X became King of Denmark at Christiansborg Castle, Copenhagen, after the abdication of his mother, Marguerite, at 83, and the world's last reigning queen. So for now, the world's last reigning queen.
Yeah.
There's no more queens that are in power. It's all kings now.
Apparently so.
Yeah. All right. 2025, U.S. Justice Department released Special Counsel Jack Smith's final report on former and future President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Trump responded on social media calling Smith deranged and a lame brain, and he is. I mean, I'm not a Trump supporter, but this get off of him, like seriously.
Yeah, no,
ridiculous.
I do not like that guy at all. I'm keeping my terms nice.
Yeah. But that shall be it for the show today. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including one to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of pacifist daily, we stream every day, or at least try to have a video out at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What is that? 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 Eastern. Yeah. At some point, I misplaced my base script, so all that beautiful stuff I used to say is all gone. I don't know what happened to it. So... But anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you very much for coming in and watching us. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Right